ragadveshas alone. When you do go by dharma and not by your ragadveshas, you are living an ethical life. Such a life, however, may not be yoga. Yoga comes into the picture only when Ishvara is taken into account. The Gita does not discuss Ishvara immediately. It only does so in the third chapter. In other words, in the 18th chapter, explains the role of Ishvara in Karma Yoga. So yoga comes into picture only Ishvara is there. So we are going to the verse in the 18th chapter. यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्माणा तम् अभ्याच अभ्याच्य अभ्याचय अभ्याचय तम अभ्याचय तम अभ्याचय. So I had trouble with this yesterday. Siddhim vintati manavaha. The one whom all beings have come into being, by whom all this is pervaded, worshipping him by performing one's duties, a person attains spiritual success. I'm using different laptops, so I'm kind of having trouble how to use this one. Okay. The Lord is not only the creator but also the creation. Therefore, the creation is non separate from Ishvara, and Ishvara is both the efficient and the material cause of the creation. No product, karya, is separate from the material of which it is made. The status of being both the efficient and the material cause is, therefore, what is meant by Ishvara, and that is the reason why the creation is non separate from the creator. So I'll read this line again. The status of being both the efficient and the material cause is, therefore, what is meant by Ishvara, that is the reason, and that is the reason why the creation is non separate from the creator. The creator, on the other hand, is independent of creation in the sense that even without the creation, the creator remains. At the time of dissolution, for example, the entire creation goes back to Ishvara, who alone remains. The creation is like the dream world you create, without which you remain as you are. The creation is like the dream world you create, without which you remain as you are. While the dream world is not independent of you, you can be without it, as you are in deep sleep. Similarly, the creation is not separate from the Creator, the Lord. Anything, anything in the world that is naturally created can be looked at as Ishvara's creation, Ishvara's Srishti, just as anything you make may be said to be your creation, Jiva Srishti, because your free will is involved. There is, however, only some truth in you being the creator of anything. When you say that the house you built is your own creation, you find upon analysis that the statement is not totally true because your will and effort are involved. There is some truth to it, but the earth that the house is standing on is not created by you, nor are the laws which allow the house to stand. The materials that are necessary to build and maintain the house are also not created by you. In this way, you come to see that your creation depends on many aspects which are not created by you. Therefore, nothing is really created by you, although for the time being, we can assume that there is such a thing as Jiva Srishti. Mm. So that's where I stopped yesterday. The laws of creation are not separate from the creator. So the laws of creation are not separate from the creator. Your physical body is not created by you. Your physical body is not created by you. The powers that are necessary to create are not created by you. These are the Lord's creation, Ishvara Srishti alone. Ishvara Srishti includes the laws of Dharma also. Ishvara Srishti includes the laws of Dharma also. These laws are not created by us, they are only sensed by us. Gravitation is sensed by people and by monkeys as well. Birds seems to sense it also. They know that when they want to fly, they must flap their wings in order to take off into the air. Every creature, every creature seems to know at least some of these laws, since they seem to know what they have to do. The laws that are instinctively known by animals are known to us by our common sense. The laws of Dharma are also known to us in the same way. Without any education whatsoever, without being taught, we know what is right and wrong, although this knowledge is generally called conscience. Conscience. It is actually our simple common sense knowledge of dharma and adharma. What is right and wrong? So it's our simple common sense knowledge of dharma and adharma, what is right and wrong. It is basic knowledge that everyone, uh, second, all, okay. The Lord is the creator and the creation is not separate from the creator. Then the law of dharma, being a part of the creation, is also non separate from Ishvara. Therefore, dharma becomes Ishvara. The law of karma also becomes Ishvara in the same way. So, dharma becomes Ishvara and the law of karma also becomes Ishvara in the same way. This is why we can worship the Lord as dharma, and we have even given him two hands and two legs in the form of Rama. When we say Rama was an avatara, we do not need any history at all. Whether Rama existed or not is irrelevant because he is looked upon only as the Lord. He is Dharma personified. History is necessary only for those who have problems with reference to what is historical. The concept of the Lord being what it is, such people require history, but we do not require it. A name and form are given only for the sake of worship and meditation, and that is how Rama, Krishna, and others are presented. Lord Krishna is joy itself. He is nothing but joy. In fact, what which happened to have developed two hands, two legs, a head, and so on, called Krishna, and then taking a flute in hand, walked about. Therefore, whether Krishna existed or not does not mean anything. Krishna is a particular name and form given to Parameshvara, whose nature is joy, Ananta Swarupa. Similarly, Rama portrays the Lord as Dharma. Thus, we look at the Lord from various aspects in the creation and represent these aspects with many different gods called Devatas. What happens when I look upon Dharma as Ishvara? If I merely conform to Dharma, I am an ethical person. But if I look upon Dharma as the Lord, I worship that Lord by doing what is to be done by me at a given time and place. Dharma is something already established and I come to sense it. Therefore, what is to be done by me, I do. Krishna says that by doing the karma that is to be done by us, we are worshipping Him. How can that be? This is also something we must know. So, do you want me to read it again? This about lot laws of creation are not separate from the creator. I think we're going to read all of this one more time. I think everything in the creation has its own dharma. With reference to this cycle of creation, the Lord is the creator. So I'll read this again. Everything in the creation has its own dharma. With reference to this cycle of creation, the Lord is the creator. The world is born of Him and sustained by Him. It is not that He created the world and then went to sleep. The creation is on. The world is born of Him and sustained by Him. It is not that He created the world and then went to sleep. The creation is on. Every moment new cells are born, new things are born, you yourself are born, and new children are born. A continual process of creation, srishti, existence or sustenance, sthiti, and dissolution, samhara, is going on. This second, a recognized unit of time, is born. And as it is born, it is, and it is also gone. This born is gone is a continuous process. The various living beings on this planet, trees, insects, animals, and human beings, all do exactly what is expected of them. In this way, everything goes well. A tree that has to change its colors before winter comes does so, and it keeps doing so because it is a sugar maple tree, and that is what a sugar maple tree has to do. Being programmed, the tree does exactly what it has to do. It has to make chlorophyll. It makes chlorophyll. If it has to take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen, it does exactly what it has to do. This is why a sugar cane continues to be sweet and a lime continues to be sour. All vegetation grows upon the same earth, may even belong to the same species. Still, one may be sour, another may be other sweet. Uh, sorry. If, for example, a particular orange happened to be a lemon, an orange is an orange and a lemon is a lemon. If one orange turns out to be a lemon, there is a reason for it. It is because a certain programming is there. It is not that an orange tree decided to have some fun, wanting to see the face of the person who bites into a certain orange and discovers it to be a lemon. The tree does not make any such decision to produce a sour orange. Being programmed as it is, it behaves and contributes to the creation exactly as it must because the creation is on. Ishvara himself is in the form of the very world. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting so much of cough and excuse me. Ishvara himself is in the form of the very world, the very creation. Therefore, every blade of a grass is what it is, and it is Ishvara. Everything in the vegetable kingdom is Ishvara's creation and having a particular form and does exactly what is expected of it. Because members of botanical world do not have free wills. The world of animals is the same. A snail is always a snail, an oyster is an oyster, a jackal is a jackal, a lion is a lion, a cow is cow, and a turkey is a turkey. All of them are exactly the same. They do not call themselves snails, lions, and turkeys. A cock will fight like a cock. That is why it is a cock. Similarly, monkeys behave like monkeys, exactly as they should, programmed as they are. They all seem to be fine and are intelligent enough. Even turkeys know how to survive when left to their own devices. The fact that they cannot survive the month of November is only due to the way people choose to celebrate Thanksgiving. Oh my God. So we read about the creator and about the creation. Only human beings are not programmed. It is only when you come to human beings, even a small child, that you find a difference. When you call a puppy, it wags its tail and comes every time because it connects your calling it by name with a cookie or some other treat in your hand. But if you call your young child by the same name, whether you hold out a cookie or not, he or she may or may not come. Why? Because the child is much more than a pup. He or she is a complete person with a will of his or her own, asserted from childhood onwards. This is always a problem for parents, especially when they want the child to perform for guests. For instance, for instance, if the child is at all concerned about what others will think, there is no way he or she will perform. Even as adults, most of our worries are based on what others will think, a problem not shared with other living beings. When a cow wants to make a noise, it does so without bothering about what anyone will think. If a dog wants to bark, a donkey wants to bray, or a lion wants to roar, they too do not concern themselves with what others will think. Wherever there is water, all the frogs in the vicinity will gather every evening and put on a concert. The racket they create is so dreadful that you cannot sleep. But the frogs are not at all concerned with what you or anyone else thinks of their music. Only human beings have this problem because they have free will and self image, half of which depends on what others think. Therefore, they are entirely different and are not going to do exactly what is to be done unless they decide to do so. So, this is about the human beings are not programmed. Mm, sorry. How did this happen? In the process of growth, a person picks up hundreds of raga dveshas. In the process of growth, a person picks up hundreds of raga dveshas, likes and dislikes. Such fancies are always there, and we find that convenience is usually the order that we follow. This is why we often do not bother about no trespassing signs. Hmm. And cut across a rectangle diagonally, thereby creating a path, even though it is someone's private property. And once there is a path, a right to it also seems to be established. This is what is meant by the term grandfather rights. We also see evidence that convenience is one's nature wherever there is a sign saying post no bills. There will be even a bill, there will even be a bill stuck right on top of the very sign, perhaps so that the problem will disappear. Thus, convenience is often the governing factor. We want what is convenient, what is pleasant. Easy gratification is exactly what human beings go for. If some work, pain, or effort is involved, we want to avoid it. This is underlined like if some work, pain, or effort is involved, we want to avoid it. The human disposition is like that, going after easy, quick gratification, wanting only what pays off immediately. This is our nature. We have therefore created in ourselves a number of ragadveshas, which prompt us to perform various actions that are not often in keeping with the dharma or nadharma. To go against dharma, the Lord, is to go against the order that is the Lord, and this is adharma. So going against dharma is you're going against the Lord. Mm. Doing one's own duties is worship. Since the creation operates according to this same order, there is definitely a reason that you were born. Your parents may not have wanted you, but somehow you were born. Okay. So doing one's own duties is worship. So again, here's the topic, right? That I'll read this again. Since the creation operates according to this same order, this is definitely a reason that you were born. Your parents may not have wanted you, but somehow you were born. Even if you feel unwanted, still you are here because without you, this world is definitely incomplete. That is why you are here. It is as simple as that. If you see a purpose in everything in the world, why should you take your presence in this big politic of humanity as anything other than important? Even in your own body politic, everything has a role to play. Just as a tree is there, you are also there. You are important. You have roles to play and things to do. Ishvara's job is going on, and you are a cog in his wheel. This being the case, naturally you have to do your job. You have to know that at this time and place, this is the job that you have to do. This is called swakarma. Just as every animal and every tree contributes to this great creation, you too make your contribution. Whatever be your job, your swakarma, and that very karma becomes an offering to Ishvara. Offerings to the Lord need not always be in the form of flowers. Bhagavan says that by doing what is to be done by you at a given time, you are worshipping the Lord. Because of your recognition of Ishvara, whatever action you perform is your contribution, your offering, archana to the Lord. You offer your actions unto the Lord, who is in the form of creation and who continues to do the job of creation. You are one of his limbs. You perform your role, which is an important one. Otherwise, you would not be here. There is something like a symphony orchestra where, even though it looks as though some of the musicians could be removed, each person has a significant role to play according to the composer. One person may only play one note every 15 minutes, but that is his or her role to play in the overall scheme of things. Similarly, each of you has your own job to do, and when you do it, you are in harmony with our Ishvara, the Lord. This is why, whenever you do exactly what you have to do, you find satisfaction. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, pardon my cough. Oh my God. Okay. This is something like a symphony orchestra where, even though it looks as though some of the musicians could be removed, each person has a significant role to play according to the composer. One person may only play one note every 15 minutes, and that is his or her role to play in the overall scheme of things. Similarly, each of you has your own job to do, and when you do it, you are in harmony with Ishvara, the Lord. This is why, whenever you do exactly what you have to do, you find satisfaction. So, whenever you do exactly what you have to do, you find satisfaction. Even if it is something you do not want to do, once you do it, you feel great about it. Why? Because you are in harmony with Ishvara. Recognizing this, you become a yogi. This recognition is not an ordinary thing, it is a vision. To be in harmony with the world, with what is to be done, with the law of dharma that governs all karma, is karma yoga. Yoga karma su kaushalam. Okay, yoga karma su kaushalam. Therefore, you choose your karmas, recognizing Ishvara as dharma. Somebody want to take over for a few minutes? Therefore, you choose your karmas, recognizing Ishvara as dharma. Then your actions become a form of archana to Ishvara. This attitude results in antakarna shuddhi, purification of the mind. Once this happens, it takes no time at all for self knowledge, jnana, to take place. Since antakarna shuddhi is all that is required, all the steps have been completed. Karma yoga, antakarna shuddhi, and jnana. These steps are mentioned throughout the Gita, and Shankara also mentions them repeatedly in his Bhashya. Though through Karma Yoga, the mind is purified, and when the mind is pure, knowledge takes place and moksha is gained. Karma Yoga, therefore, is for moksha alone. So we finally ended this verse, but I think more to be repeated. Is anything specific you want me to read before we do Manana? Hmm. Okay. So going back, what we read today so far, yesterday we read about the definitions of Karma Yoga. And then today we reviewed some of that, how the Lord plays the role in Karma Yoga. Lord is, uh, sorry, it won't be complete without having Ishvara in that picture, right? In Dharma. Wait, where is that? Hmm, yeah. So Karma Yoga implies the understanding of the Lord. That basically, when you do your actions with the Dharma, that it's all following an ethical life. But it also Dharma is also considered as the Lord here. And when you do what is to be done without expecting the results of action, uh, sorry, taking the results of action as prasada or with the samatva, with the sameness of the mind, uh, whether it's a good result or bad result or exactly what you wanted, you got it, you still take it as the sameness of the mind. So that becomes karma yoga. So he talks about that in the how Ishvara is involved in this karma yoga, right? In the chapter number 3 and 18 chapter only we're going to read. But then again, um, how Ishvara is a creator as well as he's a creation. So he's both um, pravritti and nimitta karana. Sorry, upadana karana, nimitta karana. So he's both material and uh, the efficient cause. So the creation cannot be there without the creator, but the creator remains without creation. So that is how this has been explained, and he is the one who creates and sustains and dissolutes also. So everything is created and maintained by certain laws, but that is usually sensed by the animals and plants. Everything goes according to that nature law. But only human beings has the free will, so they are not programmed to go by their certain things, and you are using your free will to do the action, to perform the karmas. So that's taken care of here. Sorry, I'm not able to give all the examples, but we talked about they're not programmed. Doing your own duty is worship. So when you do your what you to be done, and then it is equivalent to worshiping the Lord. It doesn't have to be like you have to do puja, bringing flowers and all that things. But if you do your swakarma, what is to be done with the dharma, then you are worshipping the Lord. And when you do that, it helps to clear your mind, antakarna shuddhi. When antakarna shuddhi happens, then the knowledge, you realize, next step is the realize the self knowledge comes that take place. So that is the step. Um, they alluding to that karma yoga is the way to go to attain moksha. Anyway, I didn't go in all details because this is the vast, almost more than 10 pages, I think. So, anybody want me to read anything specific here? Because uh, I'll go back to this verse. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tektva dhananjaya siddhayo siddhi asidhyoho samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam yoga uchyate. So this is one of this action, karma yoga step like samatvam yoga uchyate. So remaining steadfast in yoga, O Dhananjaya, perform actions, abandoning attachment, remaining the same to success and failure alike. This evenness of mind is called yoga. So you perform action, abandoning attachment, remaining the same to success and failure alike. This evenness of the mind is called yoga. So I'm going to stop here. Please share your thoughts. Or you want to read anything specifically, then we can go further. Okay. Okay, if you guys are not able to share anything, then I'm going to close it because I'm not able to read further because my cough is really bad. So I'm going to close by saying Chanti Pata. Maybe we can read it again tomorrow, or anybody would read tomorrow is fine. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Thank you. Shri Jai Gurudev. Thank you, Dr. Gupta. Sorry, I couldn't screen do the meditation today. I don't know how. Yeah, yeah, because I'm actually in my daughter's house. I'm using my granddaughter's computer and stuff. So it's just one of those days.